Proper lawn care, the perfect green lawn. Emerald, dense, even springy underfoot. This is the kind of lawn every gardener dreams of. Meticulously selecting a mix of grasses, carefully preparing the plot, and diligently sowing their lawn. They say half the success is acquiring the right lawnmower. But mowing, which takes the most time, is just one of a whole series of essential lawn care operations. Moreover, the lawn has many enemies, from earthworms to the beloved dog. How to deal with all this so that the lawn pleases and does not add headaches? How to properly care for the lawn, the union of the broom and the mower. So, the shoots have appeared, and the young lawn is outlined. When the grass grows to 5 to 8 centimeters, it is rolled with a roller or trampled with feet for better rooting and the formation of new shoots. After a few days, the shoots will rise, grow to about 10 to 12 centimeters, and it will be time for the first mowing. When doing this, the lawnmower blades are set to cut the tops of the grass by only 1 centimeter. If the lawn is sown in the fall, the grass is not mowed again this season. Our advice: for spring sowing, if the weather is hot, it is better to mow the grass for the first time without the grass collection container on the lawnmower, so that the cut greenery is evenly scattered over the lawn. This mulch will protect the young grasses from overheating. In the future, regular mowing is carried out, gradually lowering the blades to the desired height. What height is considered necessary? Proper lawn care depends on the type of lawn. A decorative parterre lawn of narrow-leaved grasses is mowed to a height of 1.5 centimeters in summer and 2 centimeters in spring, autumn or drought. An ordinary lawn to 2 to 3 centimeters. A sports lawn, like other lawns with a high degree of load, can maintain a height of 3 to 4 centimeters. In shady areas, the grass is mowed no lower than 5 centimeters. By the way, Americans mow all lawns, except parterre ones, to a height of 5 centimeters. An important detail: if the lawn grows above 3.8 centimeters, broad-leaved grasses begin to crowd out narrow-leaved ones. How often to mow? The general rule of lawn care is this: mow as soon as the grass grows 1.5 times the required height. If there is an opportunity to devote more time to care, then mowing is carried out when the grass exceeds the required height by 1.5 centimeters. It is important to consider the regularity of mowing. If the lawn is neglected, not mowed for 2 to 3 weeks, and then mowed to the required height in one go, the grass will weaken, bald spots will appear, which will immediately be taken over by weeds and mosses. Therefore, in such cases, first, only the ends of the overgrown grasses are trimmed. After a few days, the grass is mowed shorter, and the third time it can be mowed to the required height. A typical problem during lawn care is the browning of the grass tips after mowing. Possible reasons are dull blades or damage to the cutting surface in the lawnmower. But more often, this happens when mowing wet grass. Our advice: to make the lawn look neat after mowing, trim the grass along its edges with garden shears, a trimmer, or special machines that the lawnmower did not capture. Do you need to sweep the lawn? And another important lawn care technique: sweeping the grass before mowing with a plastic broom or birch broom. Sweeping lifts builds the grass, thanks to which the lawn surface looks more even and velvety after mowing. Before the first spring mowing, the lawn is not swept but cleaned with a rake. Also, with fan rakes with springy teeth, before mowing, the shoots of creeping weeds are lifted so that they fall under the mower blades. The mowing season ends when the autumn temperature drops to 10 degrees Celsius. Grass, pure emerald. Every gardener's dream is bright green lawn grass. Lawn care, in this case, should be constant and continuous. The lawn needs to be constantly watered, fertilized and aerated. 3 buckets of water evaporate from 1 square meter of lawn per week. That's why watering is so important for it. For a mature lawn, the first sign of drought is the drying of the soil to a depth of 10 centimeters. The external sign of this is that the grass loses its elasticity. If the lawn is not watered at this time, it will turn grey-green and then yellow. The frequency of watering depends on the weather and soil. But on average, in dry weather, it is watered once a week. It is better to water lawns with sprinklers. The water should penetrate the soil to a depth of 10 centimeters. Our advice: to determine how long watering should last, place 5 to 6 cans, half a liter each, on the lawn and time how long it takes for them to fill with water to 1.3 centimeters. This will be the minimum watering time. After a week of drought, watering should be 1.5 to 2 times longer. A young lawn requires particularly careful watering throughout the season. Under no circumstances should lawns be watered daily or every other day. This only stimulates the growth of mosses. Between waterings, the soil should dry out so that the grass roots get enough air for their development. It should also be borne in mind that some lawn weeds like clover, yarrow and dandelion are more resistant to drought, and on poorly watered lawns they will begin to crowd out the grasses. How to properly fertilize the lawn. To keep the grass bright green, it is important to remember about fertilizing when caring for the lawn. The use of complex fertilizer not only improves the color of the grass, it becomes thicker, which prevents weeds from penetrating the turf. Fertilizing the lawn in spring is mandatory. In summer, desirable if the grass loses brightness and freshness in June and July. In autumn, only lawns affected by summer drought are fertilized. In shady areas, the grass is mowed no lower than 5 centimeters. Lawn grass consumes nitrogen reserves in the soil the fastest, phosphorus and potassium more slowly. Therefore, in spring, complex nitrogen fertilizer like nitroammophosphate or ammonium sulfate is applied. In summer, ammonium sulfate or liquid fertilizers containing urea. In autumn, superphosphate, bone meal, potassium sulfate. There are also special complex autumn and spring fertilizers for the lawn. When applying dry fertilizer, half of it is scattered, passing the lawn along, the other half moving in a perpendicular direction. Liquid fertilizers are watered from a watering can. The grass should be dry before fertilizing, the soil moist. After fertilizing, the lawn is watered. Our advice. During prolonged drought, fertilizing is not recommended. Conducting lawn aeration. An important stage of lawn grass care is aeration or lawn aeration. This is the creation of punctures with a pitchfork through which air penetrates to a depth of 5 to 8 centimeters. This operation is carried out once a year, and if special pitchforks with hollow teeth are used, which create wider holes, once every 3 years. Punctures are made not on the entire lawn, but only in places where there are signs of soil compaction. Water stagnates after rain or watering. The grass quickly turns brown in dry weather, creeping moss grows. The grass loses its elasticity or is trampled. Aeration is carried out in September on wet soil. Before this, the lawn is combed with heavy rakes, also known as scarified. Punctures are made to a depth of at least 8 to 10 centimeters, slightly rocking the pitchfork to widen the holes. Our advice? For better root breathing in spring and summer, shallow puncturing of the entire lawn to a depth of 1 to 4 centimeters with special aerators is also carried out. It is important to do this operation before applying fertilizers. Puncturing destroys the so-called felt, a layer of compacted soil and dry stems about 3 centimeters thick. When to mulch the lawn? Professionals advise, if you want to have a quality lawn, mulch it every autumn in mid-September. The goal is to fill in the resulting irregularities and build up the top fertile layer. As a result, the grass grows thicker, gives side shoots, the lawn becomes more resilient, resistant to drought and trampling. The mulching mixture is prepared from peat, fine sand and turf humus or good garden soil sifted through a sieve with 0.5 centimeter cells. For clay soils, these components are taken in a ratio of 1 to 4 to 2 for loams and sandy soils, 1 to 2 to 4. 1.5 kilograms of the mixture is applied per square meter of lawn, which is recommended to be leveled with the flat back of a wooden rake, and for a large lawn, a device is made from a 1.5 meter long board with a handle. Before mulching, the lawn is cleaned with a rake, and after leveling the mulch, the mixture that has fallen on the grass is swept off with a broom. It is advisable to carry out mulching before the lawn aeration operation. Lawn grass care fighting weeds and pests. Weeds and moss destroy them as they appear. On lawns where children play, it is best to do this manually. In other cases, the use of herbicides is acceptable. Mushrooms, which often grow on lawns, as well as lichens and algae like lawn diseases such as snow mold and red thread, can only be fought with special chemical agents. Earthworms can cause a lot of trouble. They decorate lawns with small but noticeable piles of earth. The piles need to be swept with a broom. Our advice: to scare away worms, it is necessary to increase the acidity of the soil by applying, for example, ammonium sulfate and acidic peat. Moles fighting them will be long, but it should be borne in mind that moles can leave lawns alone where people walk a lot. Dogs. These pets often become enemies of lawns, from whose urine-brown spots remain on the grass, bordered by dark green grass. What to do? Water the marked area abundantly with a hose in time. But if time is lost, the grass on such a spot will have to be reseeded. The English advise adding tomato juice to the dog's food and water so that the animal's urine is not so scorching for plants. If you regularly follow all the listed care rules, the lawn will be perfect. If you limit yourself to mowing and fertilizing, in a few years the lawn will become bumpy, spotty, and all sorts of weeds, which are sometimes also beautiful, will find a place on it.